Okay, it's 3:30, and today is Monday, and I am finally clocked out, and I'm looking at the road. I don't know how that shows on the camera, because when I look at the phone, it looks like I'm looking sideways. But anyway, yeah, so the owner, she's like, do we really want to close early? Because, we just missed 3 delivery orders, and the roads look fine. And it's always amazing to drivers when owners tell drivers that the roads look fine. I owned a pizza place for a couple of years in Wallingford, which is a town in kind of in the middle of Connecticut, north of New Haven, south of Hartford. And when it was snowing, I would tell drivers, if it was only going to be a couple inches, you can come in if you want to. If you're not comfortable driving in the snow, that's fine, no problem. Just let me know, and I'll tell customers that they can pick up tonight. And I would tell them, too, like, when you're out driving, if it starts to get too slippery, just let me know, and you can go home. You can clock out. It's really not a problem. And if it was, say it was a snowstorm, we're going to get like 6 inches, 10 inches, whatever, I would tell them, don't come in tomorrow. Because, take the day off, because I might open, I might not. If it's really bad, I wouldn't even bother opening. But if I did show up, I would just tell customers, like, we're offering free pickup today. Which is kind of a joke, but customers will get pissed, too. You're like, well, I wanted the food delivered. I don't want to go out and drive in this. And I'd be like, yeah, well, I don't want my drivers out driving in this because it's not safe for them. They could get hurt. They could hurt somebody else. And, of course, it's also a liability for the business, and nobody needs the headache. So it's just not worth it. That's why we're having free pickup today. Oh, well, I'm going to call somewhere else. Well, go ahead. That's fine. I have no problem with that. I mean, that just shows me that customer cares more about their food than the lives of the drivers or anyone else on the road that they might hit in bad weather. I mean, between the people and the owners, there are so many things wrong with the restaurant industry. Like, for example, did you know it's a health code violation for employees to go in sick? Like if you threw up or you have diarrhea or, you have the flu or whatever, you're not supposed to go to work for like 3 days according to the health code. But most employers are what are known as at-will employers. So, and you're an at-will employee too. So you can get fired or you can quit for no reason whatsoever. So an employer will tell you, like, that's nice that you're sick, but you have to come to work or you're out of a job. So you have to go to work sick, and you're touching people's food and stuff, and you really don't have any choice unless you have enough money and you can afford to just not go to work and get another job. So some employers are cool about it. If you're sick, they'll let you take a day off, maybe 2 days off if you're really lucky. But most of them aren't. Most of them will give you a hard time about it. And then customers are complete tools. They do things like in the wintertime, like on a day like today, somebody will be out delivering tonight. I have no doubt that one of these places will stay open. And I have no doubt that customers will call up for delivery. And they're going to leave their lights off at their house. They're not going to have shoveled driveways or shoveled walks. They're going to have a light-colored house with gold or silver numbers on the house. Or they're going to have, like, a dark blue-colored house, and the numbers will be black. When you're driving at night and you're trying to find a house, it's almost impossible to find it. So you have to hope the neighbor has the number. And a lot of times you have to park your car and get out and start shining a flashlight at people's houses. And the other thing that's fucked up is you'll call a customer and be like, just tell them I can't find your house, and they don't answer the phone. And the reason that they say they don't answer the phone, I didn't recognize the number. Gee, you just ordered pizza. It's been about 45 minutes. Who else do you think might be calling you? Maybe the driver? So you'll call like 4 times, and if you're lucky, maybe on the 4th try they'll answer the phone. But most likely what happens is you wind up having to call the pizza place. The pizza place has to call the customer, and then the customer either has to call you or wait for your call, all because they couldn't answer their phone. It's shit that makes stuff take forever. But days like today, nobody should be ordering delivery. When I go home, I'm not ordering delivery. There's no way in hell I would make a driver come out in this weather. I don't care, like, even if I were to give him a $50 tip, if I had $50 to tip somebody, I still wouldn't do it because I would be risking their life for some pizza or some pasta or whatever, Chinese food, and it's just not right. I wouldn't feel right about doing it. But, when it is, normal bad weather like rain, sometimes I'll call for delivery, but I always give a really good tip on those nights, because if I make you come out and deliver to my house in the rain and everything, maybe it's cold or maybe it's really hot, whatever, I want to show that I appreciate it. So, and I'm a good tipper. I never tip less than 20%. I often tip more than 20%. For example, I went out to eat at a restaurant one time. The order, I think it was $75 or $80. We had 2 steaks and some wine and, I don't know, maybe an appetizer. And I tipped the waitress $50. I mean, I didn't have to, but I did. It's like, even like when you go to Dunkin' Donuts, throw $1 in the cup. You're going to make somebody else's day a lot better. And it doesn't really kill you to do it. And it actually improves the service. The people that get appreciated go out of their way to show really good service. It's like when you go into a bar, that very first drink that you get, give the bartender a $20 bill. I guarantee you, for the rest of the night, he'll see you coming and he'll come right to you. You don't have to give him $20 tip every time, obviously, but you just give him that one really good tip to start with, and then you give him, $1 if it's a beer, a couple dollars if it's a mixed drink, something like that, and then maybe you top him off with another tip at the end of the night, and 2 things will happen. He'll remember you, and the next time you come in, if you have a standard drink that you get, he's going to have that drink ready for you as soon as you walk in. And at the end of the night, most likely you're going to get comped at least 1 free drink, which is also nice. It's their way of saying that they appreciate you. And a lot of bars let their bartenders comp drinks. Some bars don't let them, and they'll do it anyway, though. So, yeah, it just helps to show your appreciation. And for those of you that don't tip, or do stupid things like give a couple pennies for a tip on big orders or whatever, write stupid comments on receipts, like get a real job or whatever, like you hear about on Reddit and everything else, I recommend you go get the movie Waiting. Watch the movie Waiting. And tell me if you're ever dumb enough to do that again. I mean, these are the people that are the last ones to touch your food. So you really kind of want to be nice to them.